I'm good, thank you. I am good. Just looking at all these smiling faces.
Darren just had cataract surgery in one eye.
Oh,
Oh.
are you okay?
I'm fine.
He's doing fantastic.
I see.
You finally can see the colors, right?
Exactly.
Found that I suddenly saw colors.
Hi, Alan.
Hey, good evening. It's
How are you?
good. You really can see after you have the cataract surgery. It's
Right.
Yes. I see things I didn't know.
amazing.
Wait a minute. Does Chezi look any different?
No. Because it looks like the day I met him.
Yeah.
He never changed.
Aw, very nice. Very nice. Do you have to have the other eye done as well?
Not now. The other eye is okay for now.
All right. Well, I'm glad thank God everything went well. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She takes after her father, not her mother, unfortunately. So far, I'm okay.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, Marty had both the eyes done.
So Sharon, your kids still look the same?
I haven't seen them.
You'll let me know.
What was this? Oh, well. You want to come in here and do it, or?
I'll just stay here.
All right.
Elizabeth, where's the doggy?
I just put her in a crate for now, covered her up. She's misbehaving.
Is she in timeout?
I
Yeah.
cover her crate over with a blanket, like you do with a parrot. So when you put the blanket over, she thinks it's nighttime.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
In timeout.
Elizabeth.
Sharon, how's Honey?
It's okay. She's still hanging in there.
Good. Very good. We need to get your mom a dog.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He doesn't want one.
No way, no how.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Hello.
Shabbat shalom.
Hope everyone had a good week.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yes.
Summer is coming, so that's always nice. And let's take a deep breath and then let it go. Shabbat is here. It's always nice when Shabbat's here. It's always been my favorite time of the week, just to relax and just start again. So let's start with a little nigun. And today I think we're going to do a little Hinei Matov because it's great to be together as brothers and sisters. Hinei Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei Matov u'manayim 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei Matov, Hinei Matov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hinei Matov, Hinei Matov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hinei Matov. גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. It's great to sit together as brothers and sisters. And now, I believe we have Doris lighting the candles for us today.
You're up.
Shall I light the candles?
And then say the blessing.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav b'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Beautiful. Amen. Yeshal koach. So let's get the service up. And we ask Elizabeth to unmute, and everybody can unmute and read responsively with Elizabeth.
May the doors of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for fellowship.
May it welcome
all who cares to
burdens to express
and to express
Hope to nurture.
May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness, pride, envy, and enmity.
May it
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
For me?
Gary.
May this kahila be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Amen.
Amen. And as we enter Shabbat, we can see the Shekhinah, that's God's feminine eminence, coming to us, and we welcome her in. And we're so glad to have this day of rest and this day of reflection. Yedi nefesh v'rachamah, Yedi nefesh v'rachamah, meshochadecha el retzonecha, meshochadecha yalai lai 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 el retzonecha. Yedid nefesh avarachaman meshochadecha el retzonecha yarutz avdecha נריע לצור אישנו נקדמה פניו בתודה בזמירות נריע לו.
שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. לי 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 לי
לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת קבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת קבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד ישמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד הוא שמו אחד שמול תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת קבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם. נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת קבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת קבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי על ידי בין פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת קבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת בואי ושלום עטרת בלגן, בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לי קטקדה, פני שבת קבלה. יאללה לילה תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולפתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשתם להיות על ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אמן.
אמן.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה, זה לי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. יא לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. פרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל ירושלים. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל ירושלים. ופרוץ עלינו סוכת שלומך, פרוץ עלינו סוכת שלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל ירושלים. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ויום השביעי שבת ויהי נחת, ושמו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ברית
Shabbat Shalom once again, everyone. And this week we have a very interesting portion. It's called Beha'alotecha, when I raise you up. And it's a fascinating portion because it deals with the menorah. It tells us about the menorah, the original menorah, which had 7 candles, and all kinds of other things that the priests are required to do when we get to Israel and when we have our temple. But the one thing that really fascinates me in this Torah portion, when I was reading it this week, is that in this portion, we also learned that God sent a cloud of kind of like an honor cloud to guard and protect the people of Israel. And it tells us in the parasha, the cloud of the Lord is upon them daily. So every day, during the day, this cloud would guide them. And then at night, they would have this pillar of fire to light their camp. And Rashi really thought about this cloud. And he explained that there were actually 7 clouds. And those 7 clouds surrounded the people of Israel in their journey in the desert. And so what were these clouds? And they all made this one big cloud, but there were 7 small ones. And so there were 4 clouds in each direction, north, south, east, and west. There was one cloud that was above. There was one cloud that was below. And another cloud went before the people of Israel. And these clouds, and ultimately this one big cloud, the big Anan, provided protection and comfort for the people of Israel along their way, and help them navigate their journey through the desert. And it's kind of like us, this metaphor of us. So when we're young, when we're kids, hopefully most of us had parents who take care of us. So someone in our life, adults who took care of us, took care of our needs, and sometimes even our wants. And we didn't really need to worry about how are we going to get fed, or how are we going to get clothed. And sometimes we even had things we wanted, and they would give them to us. Sometimes they didn't. And when they didn't, we felt very upset because we couldn't get something. And as we get older, we move on, and we try to find a partner or a friend, a good friend. We meet people along the way, and we try to find a partner that we can spend the rest of our lives with, some of us, and some of us just are happy to be with friends. But when we look for friends or a partner in life, we kind of don't realize, but subconsciously, we're looking for the other person to be that comfort, to be that protectant, and to give us that sense of security. And so we go searching and we find someone that might be similar to our parents, or just that feeling that we get of security. And we end up, connecting with them, and marrying them, being their best friend. And we expect them then to always be that person, to be the person that in our heads provides everything, makes sure that we're always okay. We always feel good. We never are upset, and they're just there to provide for our needs and wants. And by the way, the other person also feels the same way. They're also looking for that. They're also looking at us and saying, ooh, that's the person. And what does that do? That kind of sets us up for a little bit of a failure, if you think about it, in our relationships. Because it's a big responsibility for the other person. That other person can't really fulfill everything that we need. It can't really give us that, because they're equal to us. Two, they're human. And even our parents, when we were kids, couldn't really fully do everything that we needed. And two, it's really a self-serving kind of a thing. We say, well, how can that person not provide everything? And this sometimes causes a lot of friction between people, between couples, between good friends, because they expect that the other person will be that, and they can't be. They can't ever fulfill us. No one can fulfill us, really. No person or animal or possession or something that we love, nothing can really fully fulfill us, or be sort of an all-encompassing thing that comforts us. It all has to come from within. We have to realize that within us, there is a anan. There's a cloud, a beautiful cloud that guides us, that walks with us. That cloud is God, and walks with us wherever we need to go in the morning, directs us to here, to there, and that cloud fills us with love. And we have to do that for ourselves as well. We have to feel fulfilled inside and not expect the other people, the other person, to be that for us. And so how do we do that? What do we do when we feel a lack of love and a lack of appreciation in a relationship? So one thing is that we need to be able to give up expectations and understand that no one will ever be able to fill in the gaps within us. That's something that we need to do ourselves, work on ourselves. We also, every time that you feel this lack within, stop blaming the other person. Stop saying, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. That's why I feel this way. Take a deep breath, maybe take a walk, and try to figure out what is it that is making you feel that lack within. Now, it could be that there's something that they're doing that's not really, it makes you feel hurt or something. But even then, a lot of it stems from something else. So think about it. Think about, what is this? And how can I stop blaming the other person? And how can I, again, fill myself up to feel good? And then finally, we need to take responsibility for ourselves and learn to fill our own deep insecurity and need. We need to find the love and the self-esteem, and we need to reach in and grab that anan, that cloud, and display it for the world to see. And realize that once we do that, nothing is perfect, and relationships are relationships. But once we fully immerse ourselves in the idea of the anan, of the cloud, of this protective shield, then anything can happen. And we can look at the other person in our relationship and really realize the treasure that they are, and ultimately realize that they really do fulfill us in ways that we haven't imagined, in ways that we haven't seen. But now that we're clear and we're open and we are alive, essentially, we can give them the credit that they also deserve. Shabbat Shalom. So let's do a little Misha Berach. And if we'd like to unmute, we have Tara, we have Daniel and Daniel's wife, we have Gabriel, we have Paul, we have Toby, and anyone else who would like to mention names, now is the time.
Gary Jackson.
Dave Lee, Merle Weston, Don Olson.
I can let it go if you want. There it is.
Potter family and the Corbello family.
Steve Salzberg.
Robert Olney.
Anyone who's been injured in any of the attacks that have occurred.
Yeah. And their families who need help as well. And we just want to send healing vibes to the whole world, to just for general healing in the world and in our humanity.
Our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Misheberach, our mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. May the one bless those who are saved with complete good health, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say Amen. Yisheberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Yisheberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, ורחל. ויברך את כל החולים עם רפואה שלמה, רפואת הנפש, רפואת הגוף, ונאמר אמן.
And we ask Ruben to lead us in the Amidah.
Adonai, Tzefotai tiftach, Uhufi agid Tehillatech. Eternal God, open our lips, that our mouths may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי לאה ואלוהי רחל, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומשיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, פוקד שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה כל חי ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומחיה אמונתו לישני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. בנאמן אתה לחיות כל חי, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה כל חי. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום מלוך הסלע, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Amen. And in our world today, more than ever, we need a lot of peace. And so I thought we would start incorporating a prayer for peace. And we're going to ask Barry to unmute. Everybody can unmute. And let's read responsively a prayer for peace.
May we see the day when war and bloodshed cease, when a great peace will embrace the whole world.
The nation will not, the nation and the human family will not again war.
For all who live on earth shall realize we have not come into being to hate or to destroy. We have come into being to praise, to labor, and to love.
Bless the leaders of all nations, power of compassion.
Fulfill the promise conveyed in Scripture, I will bring peace to the land, and you shall lie down, and no one shall terrify you.
I will rid the land of vicious deeds, and it shall not be ravaged by war.
Let justice and righteousness flow like a mighty stream. Let God's peace fill the earth as the waters fill the sea. And let us say, Amen.
העולם. May the one who makes peace give us peace, give us harmony, give us shalom. May the one who makes peace give us peace, give us harmony, give us shalom. Oh, shalom, b'momea, יתעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם. עושה שלום, שלום עלינו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו And let's get our Kiddush cups ready. ויחולו השמיים והארץ בכל צבעם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שנתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of winter, we remember them. In the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now part of us, as we remember them. If you have a yortzeit or you just want to mention a loved one, now is the time. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובמכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום במרומה, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל העולם, ואמרו אמן. And we've gone on a journey with Lechilach, and I think it's now time to do a little bit of Adon Olam at the end of our Shabbat service.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nivra ונשא בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם. ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך תורה אדון עולם, והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם. אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להכביר אדון עולם, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל, יציר נבהל את נשא, בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם, והוא ניסי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא אדון עולם, בידו אפקיד רוחי, בתישן בעיר אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל, יציר נבהל את נשא, בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל, יציר נבהל את נשא, בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם. שבת שלום.
Shabbat Shalom once again. And we are going to have Caroline sing the Holler Song for us.
Before we do the Holler Song, thank you, Rabbi Shai, for the most lovely services that we get every week. And I saw a lot of dancing going on, especially with the children. So I just want to let everybody know that I have a stuffed cat here called Hatul, which is cat in Hebrew, and it was dancing along with the children tonight because I could see some children doing a lot of dancing. So we've had a lot of dancing, and now we're going to do the Holler Song.
Beautiful.
Here's, oh, lovely hollers. Oh, look at those hollers. Here's a tasty loaf of challah, loaf of challah, loaf of challah. Here's a tasty loaf of challah. And now we say the bracha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Time to say Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Time to say Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom Kulam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Yeshar Koach. Shabbat Shalom. Good to see everyone. Hope to see you next week for Shabbat as well. And have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat and a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.